Welcome to episode 1 of Beyond the Overtake Formula 1 podcast, where we will talk about our predictions for the Mexico Grand Prix. First up, we have Quali. Who do you have as your top 3?
P3.
P3?
For Quali, I went George Russell, which is, I think Piastri will be behind him. P2, I went Lando, and P1, I went Max. What about you?
I went with P3 was Leclerc, P2 is Lando, and P1 is Max Verstappen.
Leclerc Copium.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see.
Well,
I don't think it's going to go
I think
that
it's
well.
possible after Coulter.
I think Hamilton might do better this race.
Really?
I don't know. I just think it might be surprised. I think they'll both do well, but I think
it will be a Ferrari P3 P4.
Yeah. What about race then? Race prediction.
So for the race, I predict that Lando will have a really bad start, lose 2 places on the start.
Okay.
I think Max will easily pull away with the lead.
Agree.
Yeah, I think Ferrari can make up a place.
It will be Max versus Lando at the front, but I think Max will win, Lando second. I do think Piastri will recover to third. I think it will get Russell. But I do think Mercedes will do well this weekend.
I guess the Mexican track is always it's got a long straight, so it will allow for a lot of... It's just going to be a DRS track.
Yeah, it's going to be a DRS track.
Do you think Max will continue to make a dent in the World Championship?
Definitely. I have 2 predictions for the World Championship. I have what I want to happen, what I'm manifesting to happen, and then I have the reality. What I want to happen, I want Max to win. I kind of want Lando to finish second and Oscar to finish third, which might be a bit controversial. Reality, I think the gap between all of them will be really small, but I do think unless Piastri gets his one good race, I think Lando might win the World Championship.
If Piastri can get one race where not Lando and Max do badly, I think Piastri will have it in the bag.
But I mean, I hope Max wins.
Yeah.
I think he will win Mexico. He can win Brazil, it's easy.
Yeah, Sao Paulo is one of his best
tracks. He won Qatar
tracks.
last year either way. The worst track they're going to have is Abu Dhabi.
Yeah.
Which is not the best. But I actually think that's going to be the worst one.
Well, Abu Dhabi, if it's all 3 of them tied on points, that's going to be...
That'll be interesting.
Yeah.
The gap is what? 40?
It's 40 points between Max and Piastri.
And the gap between Lando and Piastri is 14. I actually think Lando, if they continue the form, I think Lando will take the lead at some point.
Well, then there's also the controversy with all the papaya rules.
That is true.
Piastri said now it's a clean slate after DNFing both him and Lando.
I do think
split.
they should screw the papaya rules.
Yeah, I mean, they've won the Constructors. They can just let them race.
But then the problem is they're going to keep doing it because they've got the worry that Max is gonna be a threat to the title. So they were like, do we prioritise one driver? But then who do you prioritise? Because Oscar's ahead, but Lando is better form. I'm fine with the team if they were like, we prefer Lando because they've known him longer.
Yeah,
that's fine. Some people might have that thing that would have been with him longer. McLaren suck at pit stops.
Yeah, they need to improve their pit stops. Like
even Ferrari
in
pit stops.
Yeah, Ferrari pit stops have been beautiful.
That's like the main. They thought they were going to have the cars. So they worked everything on the pit stops. And perfect.
And then they messed up the floor of the Ferrari.
Yeah, but still, like McLaren pit stops are really bad.
Yeah, like
for a World Championship team, that's really bad. Do you see the thing with Franco Colapinto and Pierre Gasly? He ignored the team orders. But I do agree Franco was definitely quicker, probably. I mean, Gasly's probably conserving tyres. They were saying that Jack Doohan's not going to come back for the final 3 races. So I think his season's actually done now.
I feel bad for all the Alpine drivers.
I do feel bad.
They have no stability. Their car is awful, which gives them the pressure to perform.
That's why even more reason to bring the F1 back to Argentina, maybe instead of Madrid.
Yeah, the new Madrid track is it's going to be so bad. Do we think Charles is going to move to Mercedes in 2027?
I don't know if Ferrari's 2026 project is actually that bad. Then maybe, because that's also why Toto is probably only giving 1-year extensions to George and Kimi.
Yeah.
So, quick summary: best team in Mexico.
The best team in Mexico will be Ferrari.
Okay, what about worst team in Mexico?
If we're talking about performance for their standards, I think it's going to be McLaren again.
What about worst driver?
I think it's going to be Bortoletto. Well, best driver, I think we'll have to go to Max.
That's fine. Who do you think will be the king of the midfield?
The king of the midfield, I think it will be Sainz. He loves
Sainz.
Mexico. He drives really well.
Fair. That's fair.
Williams is one of the top midfield teams.
I agree. I
it's going to be
think that
Sainz.
would do well.
Thanks for listening to the Beyond the Overtake podcast. We will be back for Sao Paulo in 2 weeks. Bye.